Hello and welcome to the Acceleration Netcast. This is episode 7. In this episode we've got this crosstab style table here, and what we'd like to do is convert it to this more database style table here, where each one of these intersections here in the body has an entry over here which has both the y-axis and the x-axis value. So we've got all the Januaries, then all the Februaries, and all the Marches, and they're all labeled nicely. So to do that, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to name some ranges. Now you don't have to do this, strictly speaking, but if you do, you're going to find that the formulas are much easier to write, and additionally you could take these formulas and paste them into a different workbook with a crosstab table like this that has the same names, and the formula will automatically work. I'll probably show you how to do that in a different video, but today let's just work on this. So to begin with, I'm going to select this region right here. I'm going to go up here to name it. I'm going to call it Rec for rectangle and body. Okay, now I'm going to go up here, highlight these, click up here. I'm going to call this row, because it's a row, and I'm going to call this the x-axis. Enter. Okay, now I'm going to come down here and do the same thing. I'm going to call this a call for a column, and this is the y-axis. Okay. Now the first thing we're going to need is we're going to need to figure out how many lines this table is going to have. So to do that, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do equals rows of rec body. Notice how it already has the dog tag there for you. So if I just hit tab, it'll automatically finish entering for me. Do that, close parentheses, and I'm going to multiply that by the columns of rec body. So if you want the area, you multiply x times y, and you have the number of entries involved. You can do a count formula for this, but the problem is if there's a blank in here, the count will ignore it, and you'll get the wrong number of lines. There's ways around it, but I think this is the easiest way to do it. So, okay, I'm going to hit enter to get my number. I've got 48. That's how many I'm going to need. So I'm just going to remember that, hit delete, 1, control enter. We're going to enter a series doing alt H F I S, shift tab, we're going to go down to columns, tab, tab, tab. We want 48 entries, and I'm going to hit OK. So now we've got the correct number of lines. That's convenient. And the next thing we have to do is we have to get the row numbers and the column numbers. So we're going to use an index here in a second to sort of pull these names from over here on the x and the y-axis as well as the body, but we need to know like what number we need to pull. So in terms of the value, we'll start with that. What we'd like to see is we'd like to see this guy, then this guy, then this guy, then this guy. Then you come down here, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. So all of the January, then all of the February, then all of the March. So let's actually start with the columns because they're slightly easier. So we're going to use a function called mod. Mod is, some people call it the remainder function. This is, if I take a number and I divide it by something, what is the remainder? So this is also sort of the clock function because what you'll see is that it'll sort of create like a recurring pattern. So if I were to have like the divisor be 12 in this example for the second argument, I would get 0 through 11, and it would keep going like in a circle as if it were a clock, except the 0 would be a 12 if it were the clock that we're used to. So enough of the theory. Let's get to it. The number we're going to use is, I'm going to start by using this guy right here, and the divisor is going to be the number of columns. The number of columns in rec body. Okay. And I'm going to hit enter. Oop. And this one, oh, there's an additional parentheses there. Enter. Oh, I entered the wrong name. Look at this. Messing up all over the place. I want the number of columns, okay. So now, if you watch, come down here, we've got these guys here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0. Well, that's not quite right. So to get the numbers right, I'm going to add 1 to the end of this. Control C, Control V. So now we've got 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we've got the pattern right, but we need to sort of like rotate everything down one. So to do that, I'm going to hit F2 to go back into edit mode. I'm going to go here to the number, and I'm going to subtract 1. Enter. Okay, Control C, Control V. And there we go. So now we've got the column numbers correctly. So we'll be pulling from 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we need to get the row numbers. And for the row numbers, what we want is we want 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, and so on and so forth. So to get that, that's a little trickier, but still not terribly difficult. We're going to start, I'm going to go over here to select the line. I'm going to divide by, again, the number of columns. I'm going to use that this time to get it spelled correctly. In rec body, tab again. And I'm going to hit enter. I'm not done yet, but I'm going to hit enter so you can see what I've got so far. I'm going to hit that. Double click to send it down. Okay, this doesn't look at all like what I want, but if you'll notice, every once in a while it hits the right number. See, like there 4, well, that's correct. And there 8, that's correct. Number 12, that's correct. And we end up where we want to end up. The problem is we've got these guys here, which, you know, we want 1s all in these 3 guys, and we want 2s there. So we're going to need to modify this a little bit to make it work. Luckily, we've got this function called the ROUNDUP function. So we're going to take this value here, which we just entered, which is that guy right there. I'm going to hit comma to go to the number of digits. The number of digits is 0, because it's going to round to the nearest integer. Okay, I'm going to hit enter. Now double click to send it down. And now we've got just what we want. We've got rows 1, then column 1, row 1, then column 2, row 1, then column 3, row 1, then column 4. Again, it's doing this, this, this. Okay, good. So that's sort of the hardest part of this job is all done. So let's go ahead and start pulling values. We're going to use 3 indexes here. First, we're going to do the y-axis index. So index. The array that I want for the y-axis is this guy up here. If I highlight it, it will automatically change the name to the named range. I'm going to hit comma, and what row number do I want? Well, let's see. For this, I want the column number. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. I want the row number. Oh boy. I'm sorry. This should be column y-axis, because I want this to be January, 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 then go down to February, February, February. So I want to be pulling from this guy right here. So now, in order to know which value in the array I should pull from, I'm going to go click here on my row numbers, which we constructed a second ago. I'm going to close parentheses, because this is a one-dimensional array. I don't need a third argument there. I'm going to hit enter and double click and send it down. Okay, good. This is exactly what I want. I want January, 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 February, 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 so on and so forth. So the next one, as you might have guessed, is also an index code. This one will be a little easier to remember because I know I don't want that one, so therefore I want this guy right here. I'm going to hit comma. In terms of the number that I'm going to use, I'm going to go ahead and go over here to this guy, which we also just constructed. I don't need a third argument because it's a one-dimensional array. So now I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to double-click to send it down. Okay, now for the last one. You should be figuring this out pretty easily by now. I'm going to do rec body for the rectangle body. In terms of the row number, so first we want these guys right here, the row number. I'm going to click right there, hit comma. In terms of the column number, I'm going to click right there. I'm going to close parentheses, and I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to double click to send it down. Okay, so this is most of the way there. We've done all the hard stuff. Now all we have to do is, rather than leaving these guys here, which are kind of clunky and unnecessary, we're going to go ahead and copy these formulas into the indexes. Okay, this here is my row finder formula. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to hit Control C to scoop it up, hit escape. The first place I'm going to do is in here. So here where it says C22, rather than referring to that number right there, I'm going to hit Control V to enter the formula from that cell. I'm going to hit enter. Now when I double click to send this down, the all the values are going to be the same because the only thing I've done is made it so that what was calculated over here is now calculated inside of the index. So the next thing I'm going to do this nice and orderly, I'm going to go here and scoop up, Control-C, escape, my x-axis finder, double click, and here where it says D22, where I had that formula before, I'm going to Control-V to paste it so that the column finder is actually inside the index. So I hit enter, double click to send it down. Okay, good. So now I'm going to do the same thing. This isn't the most efficient way of doing it, but I think it's the clearest. I'm going to go ahead and hit Control-C, escape. I'm going to go here into this guy, and where this was before my little row finder, see 22 right there, I'm going to paste the row finder formula, enter. I'm going to go over here, hit Control-C to scoop him up, hit escape. And now I'm going to go over here, Control-V to paste him in. So now when I hit enter and I double click to send this guy down, now the row and column number finders are all inside the indexes, and we don't need these guys at all. So I'm going to hold down Shift, right arrow, Control down. I'm going to do Alt-H, D to delete cells. And it asks me, what do I want to do when I want to delete these cells? So I'm going to use the Shift cells left. What that's going to mean is when I delete this range right here, these guys over here are going to travel 2 cells to the left to fill up the vacuum. I hit OK. Good. Okay. So now we've got this. This is exactly what we want. The only thing we have left to do at this point, you sort of have 2 choices. One thing you can do, I'm going to do Control asterisk to select the range. That's a bit more efficient. Control-C. I'm going to go over here. Control-Alt-V, paste special, paste values. So now, I don't know. We could delete this, but it's nice to have these formulas here, but it's also nice to have these hard-coded. So I'm going to go ahead and make my formatting changes on the hard-coded version. Control asterisk to select it. Control-T to turn it into a table. Hit OK. So now I've turned it into a table, which is nice. I'm actually not going to leave it as a table. I'm going to go Alt-JT and G to convert to range. You sure you want to convert it back to a range? Yes, I do. I did that just so that I could very quickly have this nice looking formatting here. So I'm going to double click there to make that the right size. And now we've got exactly what we wanted. We've got all the values in here represented in this database style, data dump style table. So I can also Control-Shift down, Control-Shift-1 to get the same formatting, or I could do Control-Shift-4 if I want them expressed as dollars. But I'm going to do Control-Shift-1 to get them back to just numbers with 2 decimal points behind it, or 2 figures beyond the decimal point, I should say. And so we're basically all done. This construction that we've worked on has a few other applications, one of which being that if you keep these formulas here, you can copy them into Notepad, or even in the same workbook, if you change what these names are here, if you change column y-axis, if you have it refer to some other database, and you do it for all 3 elements, the new formula will continue to work. So that's a very quick way if you have to unwind a lot of these to do it all at once. You could also use this to take, if you've got, I don't know, say like list 1, and you've got blah 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 blah. Oop, copy that formatting. Let's, who cares? And you've got list 2 over here, and same kind of deal. And you want to take these lists and combine them into a single list. You can also use this. You'll have a bunch of blanks in here, but it can be useful for that as well. And I'll probably make a video showing you how to do that. So I hope that was helpful. And if you have any questions, do let me know. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time.